Welcome, my friends, to the Spirituality, Healing, and Vision Quest podcast, where we're going to take a deep dive into universal spiritual principles and ground them in modern day practices that you can apply to your life today. Hi, my name is Beth Berkins, and I want you to know that I am really committed to simplifying ancient wisdom practices. I've been studying them for over 40 years now and inside of them, and I want to give you easy to understand, proven, and reliable keys that are going to unlock true sources of power and healing for you. You're going to walk away from this podcast with some practical tools to create that greater meaning and purpose, that larger purpose that your soul is calling you to. All right, so let's get going on the next episode. Thanks for joining me. Hello, and welcome to Spirituality, Healing, and the Vision Quest. I'm Beth Berkins, and I'm absolutely thrilled to be here with you today. I have a very, very special story to share with you, one that I've actually never shared before. It's the story of my second vision quest that I did in Death Valley, California, about 30 years ago. And I want to tell you this story, not because I want you to know more about me, but I think there's something in this story that's going to speak to you, that's going to spark something of your own situation, your own circumstances that you might be kind of locked into. And so here we go. So I'm a young college professor, and I am just really struggling with this issue in my life. I have this deep, deep, deep longing to be a writer. It seems so simple, right? I just want to be a writer. I just want to, use words. I want to make books. I want to, publish. But I have this deep, painful doubt inside of me that I've been wrestling with and struggling with for over a year now. Can I really do this? Am I really capable of this? I don't feel capable. I'm just a professor, and, my mantra is, I'm not a Hemingway. I'm not a Gertrude Stein. That's like the paradigm thought that goes around and around in my head. I'm not cut from genius cloth like they are. And at that point in my transformational life journey, I had no idea that God, Goddess, Spirit, puts longings in our souls, because that's really life. That's wanting to be lived. I had no idea what I would even write about. It's just this burning desire deep inside of me. I had no idea that shamans were the storytellers in the tribes, and that these stories created healing for the whole entire community. Just in my soul, I just want to use words and express myself. I want to be a storyteller. I want to help others in some way that is absolutely unknown to me. I didn't know then the universal principle that because I would love this, I would love to be a writer, there had to be a way for me to live this. I had no idea about that. But I did know that on the great medicine wheel circle of life, with its powerful four directions, that the east, the place where the sun comes up, that was the place that I wanted to focus on in my vision quest, in my purpose circle. That's a place of creativity. And so I got this crystal from a store in Santa Cruz, a very clear, clean, what's it called? A number one, clear crystal, clear quartz. And I went down into Death Valley. I found my place of power and gathered stones over the course of the 4 days. And then I built my big purpose circle that I was going to spend the last night in, crying for a vision. And I put that east stone down, aligned with where the sun rises. And I put my crystal right on top of that east stone. And all that night, I was in my purpose circle. It was a very cloudy night. It was kind of rainy. It wasn't like, really inspiring. But I just held on to that longing, that burning desire. I am going to be a writer. I don't know how, but I've got to be a writer. And I prayed to all of the helping spirits, all of the healing spirits, please open that door for me. Help me be a writer. And during that long night, long dark night, I even had to put my tarp over my head at one point because the rain was coming down so strong. I would just not give up. I was not going to get out of that purpose circle and run to the truck or something like that. Run for cover. I stayed with it. And I realized something. I realized, you know what, Beth? You're already a writer. You write in your journal every day. You record your dreams, all those that you remember every night. This is just doubt that has a hold of you. Doubt is standing in your way. And I drummed 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 and I drummed, and doubt began to dissolve in that rain. It just died there on the desert floor in Death Valley. So I came out with a sense of, I don't know how I'm going to do this, but I am a writer. And we went to Eagle Man's Sweat Lodge in the Owens Valley. It was a coming out sweat, a celebration that we had made it through 4 days and 4 nights, and that we came out with whatever visions we came out with. And I was able, they said, well, what is it for you? What in front of the whole community here? There were a lot of Paiutes in the sweat, and of course my Vision Quest guides and the other partner who quested with me. And I claimed it in front of everybody. I said, I'm a writer. I'm a writer. I confirmed it. This is so. I went back home to Santa Cruz, and within that year, I wrote and published my first book, By the Light of Our Dreams. I dedicated it to my teacher, Evelyn Eaton. And then just this last year, I became an international best-selling author, twice over, with 2 of my new books, Short, Sweet, and Sacred. So here's the thing. I believe we all have a gift inside of us. Every person has the power to live from their soul callings. I love how the Olympic gymnast Mary Lou Retton says it. She says, each one of us has a fire in our heart for something. It's our goal in life to find it and keep it lit. So I want to ask you, my friend, what is burning in your heart? What's that fire? Maybe it has really ebbed and it's just an ember now. It's probably not about writing or publishing, becoming an author, but it might be, you've got the burning in your heart to, I want to get back on purpose. I've lost my way. You want to no longer be lost. You want the burning desires. I want to find my way in my life. What's next for me? Maybe you've felt stuck and you want to get unstuck. You want to get that foot off the brake and keep that foot on the accelerator and move ahead in your life. Or maybe you have been burned out and you want to tap into that infinite source of power. You want to tap into it in a very strong way and, a sustained kind of way. What is burning in your heart, my friend? I love what Martin Luther King Jr.'s mentor said. His name was Howard Thurman, and he was a judge. Martin said he would have never been Martin Luther King Jr., the great orator and healer and speaker, without his mentor, Howard. Howard said this, don't ask what the world needs. Ask what makes you come alive and go do it. because what the world needs is people who have come alive. And we come alive by touching in to that thing, that fire that's burning in our hearts. It is your right to be in touch with that. It's your absolute right to live a life that you love. You deserve that. Just know that. So if you'd love some more support in, uncovering what that fire in your heart is, and you'd like an action step or two to move you towards it, then let me offer you this. From my heart to your heart, I want to offer you a free gift of a discovery call with me, where you'll get more clarity. Where am I in my life path? What is going on for me? And you'll get a kind of blueprint, or you might call it inner GPS, that you can use to take additional steps. Now, I normally charge $500 for this call, but because you showed up here on this wonderful podcast with me today, I want to give this to you as a gift. It's free, it's complimentary. And I will personally get on a Zoom with you or on a phone call, whatever you prefer. So let's look at what's going on for you in terms of your own life direction and what might be stopping you even, what might be missing, what might be holding you back, and what you're being called to. Let's fan the flames of that fire of your desire. So we do that? Let's do that. There's a link down below. Just click on that and it'll take you Zoom right to my online calendar. Find a perfect time there for you. And let's make this happen. Thank you so much for joining me today. I have loved being with you and sharing this story with me of my vision quest, and I hope that it has ignited something of your story. That maybe has just kind of needed to have the dust blown off it, or, oxygen blown onto that fire, or I don't know what, but let's hop on that call and you can tell me all about it. All right? All right. Bye for now. So that's it for today. Thanks for tuning in. I really hope you enjoyed listening to this episode as much as I enjoyed recording it. So any questions, any comments, please feel free to connect with me personally on my website, bethberkins.com. And if you feel guided to, one thing that I do ask is for you to rate the podcast. This way we can reach way more people, and in that way impact more lives, of course. So with that, I'll see you on the next exciting Spirituality and Vision Quest podcast.